Good morning, Bobcat teachers and scholars. Welcome to another day of teaching and learning. Let's remember that every student counts, and let's make sure that every moment matters today. Let's get started with our morning announcements. Now, every day, all of the Bobcats within our Scenic Hills School should strive to display our foundational values. In order to do this, you must think about the 3R approach, which is to be respectful, be responsible, and to always be ready to learn.
I, Good morning, Scenic Hills Elementary students and staff. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for the Bobcat information. Bobcat affirmation. Bobcats are powerful. I think positively. I take ownership of my actions. I make wise choices. I'm excited about new learning. I will reach my goal. I forgive others and myself. I understanding of business. I am a leader. I am a Bobcat.
In today's classroom spotlight, we would like to shine a light on our grade 1 scholars. When we visited their classroom this week, they were displaying all 3 of our foundational values of being respectful, responsible, and especially ready to learn. Miss Ford's class was in this room. They were in the midst of giving examples of three-dimensional shapes in our everyday lives. It was a phenomenal moment of teaching and learning. Great job, Bobcat Scholars. Continue this, and we will be visiting your classroom again very, very soon. We are so proud of the outstanding work that you are doing. Today, on March the 9th, we have one scholar who is celebrating a birthday. We would like to give a very special birthday wish to our pre-K scholar, Cordarius Childs. Cordarius, we are so excited to have you at the Hill with us today so that we can all wish you a happy, happy birthday. We hope that today brings you everything that makes you smile. If you are in the classroom with Cordarius this morning, I want you to turn, point to him, and you know how we do it at the Hill. Say, happy birthday!
3GC Literacy Pledge. I promise to read each day and each night. I know it's the key to grow up right. I read to myself, I read to the crowd. It makes no difference if silent or loud. I read at my desk, at home, and at school, on a beanbag or bed, by a fire or pool. Each book that I read puts smarts in my head, because rain grows more thoughts, the more they are fed. Come rain or come shine, snow, wind, or sleet, each day of the week, reading's a treat. So I take this pledge
Today in our Students in the Spotlight, we are shining the spotlight on two more of our first grade scholars who have been able to read all 75 words that are on the hall in our main building. The first 100 sight words. These scholars read the 75 that are posted on the main hallway. So we are giving a shout out to Martavius Tate Jr. and Amari Townsend. If you remember on yesterday, we shouted out two more of the scholars in Miss Barrow's classroom. Miss Barrow's scholars, you are on fire. I wonder how many more scholars in this classroom have learned all of these words. Stay tuned. We will continue to spotlight the great work that our scholars are doing. I'm still waiting. There are some grade 5 scholars who owe me some stories. I'll be up there to get my stories in a few minutes because I expect to spotlight some of our seniors in the building before the end of this week. Scholars, it is that time of the week where we announce our top 3 grade levels for attendance. Remember to be in our top 3, your grade level has to have the lowest percentage of students who have been absent. Let's see who our third place grade level is today. Will it be you? Have you remembered to bring your notes in when you are absent to make sure that your grade level's percentage stays very low? Let's see if you have made the cut this week. Who is in third place? We are congratulating Grade 3. Congratulations, Grade 3. You have the third lowest percentage of students who have been chronically absent. Keep up the great work. Remember to continue to bring in those notes because there isn't that large a percentage between our third place and our second place. So, third graders, if you continue to clean up your attendance, you could level up and be in second place when we do our next set of announcements. Let's see who is in second place. This week, we are congratulating our grade 5 scholars. Congratulations, you are in second place. You have the second lowest percentage of students who have been chronically absent. Congratulations. Thank you for bringing in notes when you are out to clean up your attendance because every student, when I tell you every student counts in this race to be in first place for our lowest percentage of students who have been absent, every student count. Look around the room right now. Ask your classmates if they brought in their notes because you don't want to be in second place grade 5. You want to level up and be in first place. The next time we make this announcement, you want to be in first place. Look around the room. Ask your classmates if they brought a note when they were absent. If they did, they still have time because if they bring them in, Miss Clark will put them in the system, clean up your attendance, and you could level up and be in first place the next time. But we are going to find out in just a moment which grade level has come in on top. Let's see who they are. This week, we are congratulating this grade level 4 having the lowest percentage of students who have been absent. Let's see if that same grade level that has been holding on to that top spot for the last 3 weeks, do you think that they came in first again this week, or did another grade level come in, swoop through those other 2 levels, and make it into our top spot? Let's find out now. For the 4th week in a row, we are congratulating our grade K scholars. Grade K scholars, you are number 1, and you have been holding on tightly to this first place spot for the last 4 weeks. That is 1 month, 30 days you have been on top. We are so proud of each of you. Every day that you come to school, you keep your grade level in first place. That is how we do it. You have to come to school. If you want your grade level to be in the top 3, you must be at school. And our grade K scholars are at school every single day. We are so proud of each of you. Continue to come to school, and when you are absent, don't forget to bring a note, because that keeps your grade levels percentage of chronically absent students down, and you want to remain on top. We are very proud of you. Now, grade K is the grade level to beat. In order to have the lowest percentage of students who are absent, you have to have most of your grade level at school. Look around the room. You see some empty seats? Call your classmates. Tell them to come to school, because they are keeping you from being on top. In today's school-wide events and activities, scholars, on yesterday, we began our Mastery Connect assessments in reading in grades K through 4. We will begin announcing the names of scholars who are being inducted as Brilliant Bobcats, Rising Stars, and Double-Digit Scholars during tomorrow morning's announcements. So you have today to finish up your reading assessments, because tomorrow we will begin inducting scholars into our 3 clubs. Make sure that you are tenaciously persevering and courageously concentrating today, because every question counts. Our second announcement is that we have a theme day. You know how we love our theme days. And so on this Friday, we have a theme day. We will be celebrating Spirit Day. That means that all over the building, we are asking everyone to either wear your Scenic Hills spirit gear, which you know your parents can buy. All they have to do is scan the code on the March calendar, and it will take them to the store where they can purchase the materials. And the store is here in Memphis, so once they order the items, they can just go pick them up. The store is like 12 minutes away from the school. Is about 12 minutes. And you can go and pick up the items, and you would actually have some items to wear to school on Friday. But if you don't have your Scenic Hills, your Bobcat gear yet, it's okay. It's okay. What you need to do, we're all wearing blue and white. So our school colors are navy blue and white. So we're wearing blue and white. Everybody has some blue jeans. So I know you have blue jeans. Blue jeans. Wear some blue jeans. Wear a white shirt. Wear a blue shirt with some blue jeans. We're all going to wear our school colors on Friday. So I can't wait for us all. We could almost take a school-wide picture in our blue and white. I may have to visit lunch on Friday so we can all take a picture together, take us a nice selfie so we can post it online in our blue and white. So make sure that you are in your blue and white on Friday because we want to make sure that we have everyone in our Scenic Hills gear on Friday. So don't forget, go home, tell your parents we're having Spirit Day on Friday. But it was on the March calendar and the letter that your parents got. So, and if they say that they didn't get those, just have them come to the announcements today and they can come and see that we are wearing our Spirit gear on Friday for our theme day. And don't forget, we're also having our Bobcat Bonanza on Friday. Fun, fun, fun is what we have planned for you. I hope that you have been following all three of our school-wide rules, which are to be respectful, responsible, and ready to learn, because you know every 3 weeks we treat our scholars who have been treating us right, we treat you well, and we have something very, very, very special planned for you on this Friday. And now our third announcement is you have until the 25th of this month to convince your parents to register you for the upcoming school year. Remember, the first 100 scholars will get to go to the Bobcat store and receive an extra special something for being in the first 100 scholars to register. Now, we had 40 on yesterday. I will get an update from Ms. Clark today, and I will let you know tomorrow how many slots we have left in this race. We want to have 100 scholars by the end of this week. And if we can do that, we're going to have something very special for those scholars on Friday, in addition to the fact that they get to come to the attendance bash that we are having on the 25th, where we're going to have food and fun. So in between before we do our next Bobcat Bonanza, we're going to have an attendance bash. The only thing you have to do to be eligible to go to the attendance bash is to have your parent to register you. Remember, they can go to the app on their phone. They can go to the computer where they register you for school, or they can send back the form that we sent home on last week. Now, if you need another form, all you have to do is pick one up on your way out of the building today. Miss Clark has a whole stack in the office. Ask Miss Clark, ask Miss Wheeler, ask your teacher to get you another sheet, because that's all you need. To fill that out, your teacher will turn it in with your attendance folder, and you will be in the first 100 scholars, and you'll be able to come to our attendance bash and it is the Friday that we get back to school from after spring break. That is when we will have our attendance bash. And so lastly, we have a very special Read Aloud today, because today is International Women's Day. So March is Women's History Month, and so today we have a very special Read Aloud that is included in the announcements, teachers. The Read Aloud is about 5 minutes long, so if you don't have time for your scholars to watch it right now, just pause the video and have them watch it before the end of the day, because we want our scholars to get a little bit of history in. We will be reading about the first Jewish female to be a member of the Supreme Court today, and we will learn about her life.
I Dissent. Ruth Bader Ginsburg Makes Her Mark. Written by Debbie Levy. Illustrations by Elizabeth Badley. I disagree. I object. I beg to differ. I do not concur. I dissent. I Dissent. Ruth Bader Ginsburg Makes Her Mark. Written by Debbie Levy. Illustrations by Elizabeth Badley. You could say that Ruth Bader Ginsburg's life has been one disagreement after another. She has objected, she has resisted, she has dissented. Disagreements with quirky old ideas, with unfairness, with inequality. Ruth has disagreed, disapproved, and deferred. Disagreeable? No. Determined? Yes. This is how Ruth Bader Ginsburg changed her life and ours. In 1940, Little Ruth's neighborhood was vibrant with immigrants. People from Italy, Ireland, England, Poland, and Germany. Jews from Russia, like Ruth's father's Nathan Bader. People from different cultures with different holidays, foods, and traditions. But in all these families in Brooklyn, New York, and in families everywhere, one thing was the same. Boys were expected to grow up, go out into the world, and do big things. Girls were expected to find husbands. Ruth's mother disagreed. Celia Amster Bader thought that girls should also have the chance to make their mark on the world. So she took Ruth to the library. On the shelves were stories of girls and women who did big things. Ruth read about Nancy Drew, girl detective. She discovered Amelia Earhart, daring aviator. She learned of Athena, goddess of Greek myths. Here were independent girls and women taking charge. Ruth read her way into this world. Around her, the sweet scent of books blended with savory aromas from the Chinese restaurant downstairs. Delicious. A girl could be anything. Sometimes Ruth and her parents took car trips out of the crowded city. As they drove past a hotel in Pennsylvania, Ruth saw a sign. No dogs or Jews allowed. This is how it was in those days. Hotels, restaurants, even entire neighborhoods announcing, no Jews, no colored, no Mexicans, whites only. Ruth and her family were Jewish. This was prejudice, pure and simple. Now it was Ruth's turn to disagree. She disagreed by never forgetting how it felt to read such words. She never forgot the sting of prejudice. In elementary school, Ruth was excellent in some classes and less excellent in others. Her favorites were English, history, and gym. In those, she did well. But then there was handwriting. Ruth was left-handed. Back then, teachers told left-handers they should try to write with their right hand. Ruth's right-handed penmanship was so bad she earned a D on her penmanship test. She cried. Then she protested. Ruth protested by writing with her left hand from that day forward, and it turned out she had quite nice handwriting. Ruth also had a little problem with sewing and cooking. They were her least favorite classes. But the girls had to take them. Boys took shop where they worked with saws and other tools. Ruth objected. She wanted to take shop. She wanted to handle a saw. She didn't get what she wanted. It may have been unfair to girls and to boys, but Ruth was learning that sometimes life was like that. Ruth loved music. She especially loved opera. In music class, she lifted her voice in song. This time it was Ruth's music teacher who objected, gently. Ruth simply could not carry a tune. The teacher asked Ruth not to sing out loud in the chorus. Ruth kept on singing in the shower and in her dreams. She continued to adore opera, too. By the time Ruth was in high school, friends and teachers knew her as an outstanding student, baton twirler, cello player, and newspaper editor. As graduation approached, Ruth was chosen to make a speech at the ceremony. But she had been keeping a big secret. Her mother was terribly sick. The day before graduation, Celia Bader died. There was no agreeing with this. There was no disagreeing. This simply was. Ruth did not go to her graduation. She did not give her speech. Still, Ruth knew what her mother wanted. 3 months later, she left home to attend college. Not many girls went to college in the 1950s. Ruth made friends, but she also met girls who excluded Jews from their clubs. She met boys who thought girls should be looking for husbands. And then she met Martin Ginsburg. Marty was tall and funny. Ruth was small and serious. Mattie could make her laugh. They fell in love and hatched a plan. After college, they would go to law school, both of them. Lawyers, Ruth had learned, could fight unfairness and prejudice in courts. People thought it was a fine idea for Marty to attend law school. They didn't think Ruth should go. A lady lawyer? People disapproved. Ruth disapproved right back. So did Marty. They got married. They went to law school. And they had a baby, Jane. Ruth's law school class had a total of 9 women and 500 men. She studied mightily and tied for first place in the class. And yet at graduation time, no one would hire this brilliant new lawyer. Why not? She was a woman. Men didn't want to work with a woman. She was a mother. Men thought a mother wouldn't pay attention to work. She was Jewish. Many people were still prejudiced. 3 strikes against her, but Ruth was not out. She resisted and persisted. Finally, a judge hired her, and she worked like mad for him. After that, one law school hired her, and then another. Ruth became one of the few female law professors in the whole country. And she did it with a new baby at home, James. Ruth had disagreed and worked her way into being a lawyer and professor. But around her, other women were excluded from jobs. When they did get jobs, they earned less than men. They were kept out of important roles in courts and government. To make matters worse, the Supreme Court of the United States, the highest court in the land, approved all this. As one Supreme Court justice had written years before, the natural and proper timidity and delicacy which belongs to the female sex evidently unfits it for many of the occupations of civil life. In other words, women and girls were too shy and weak to do big things in the world. Another Supreme Court opinion declared, woman has always been dependent upon man. Ruth really disagreed with this. So Ruth went to court to fight for equal treatment of women. The most important cases went to the Supreme Court. The first time she appeared there, Ruth was so nervous she feared she might be sick. But standing before the 9 Supreme Court justices, Ruth imagined them as her students. She, Professor Ginsburg, needed to teach these students, who are all men, why a person's choices shouldn't be limited just because she was born a girl. Ruth wasn't only fighting for women. When women were excluded from world, men were excluded from home life. Why shouldn't a father stay home to care for his children and cook the meals? Why shouldn't his wife run a business? These were fresh ideas in the 1970s. Ruth did not win every case, but she won enough. With each victory, women and men and girls and boys enjoyed a little more equality. Sometimes Ruth and Marty's children received confused looks when they said that their mother argued cases in the Supreme Court and their father made the family's dinners. People found this strange. Ruth, Marty, Jane, and James did not concur. They kept on being the type of family they wanted to be. Dinners at the Ginsburg home were delicious. Marty was a successful lawyer, but also a marvelous chef who had mastered the art of French cooking. Ruth, her family knew, had mastered the art of burnt pot roast. Ruth became a well-known lawyer, so well-known that President Jimmy Carter chose her to be a judge in Washington, D.C. Then Ruth became known as a first-rate judge, and President Bill Clinton asked her to be a justice on the Supreme Court. Along with the 8 other Supreme Court justices, her job would be to decide the most significant cases and answer the most difficult legal questions in the United States. Ruth agreed. In 1993, Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg became the first Jewish woman on the nation's highest court. In each case, the Supreme Court considers, after hearing from lawyers who argue for each side, the 9 justices take a vote. The side that gets the most votes wins the case. The justice who agree write an opinion to explain the court's ruling. When Justice Ginsburg votes with the winning side, she wears a special lace collar over her robe. But many times, when the Supreme Court announces the decision, Justice Ginsburg disagrees. "I dissent," she says, and she writes her own opinion explaining why. Plus, she wears a different collar, just for dissenting. "I dissent," Justice Ginsburg said when the court wouldn't help women or African Americans or immigrants who had been treated unfairly at work. "I dissent," when the court rejected a law meant to protect the rights of all citizens to vote no matter their skin color. "I dissent," when the court said no to schools that offered African Americans a better chance to go to college. Justice Ginsburg can be very convincing. In one dissent, she explained why the court was wrong to rule against women workers who were fighting to get paid the same as men. Congress and the president agreed with her and passed a law to undo the court's ruling. Justice Ginsburg has disagreed most often with the legal views of Justice Antonin Scalia. But they didn't just complain. "I dissent. No, I dissent." They shared their conflicting ideas. Each pointed out weaknesses in the other's arguments, and after the opinions were written, the 2 justices had fun with each other. They didn't let disagreements about law get in the way of a long friendship. They went parasailing in France and riding an elephant in India. Justice Ginsburg is now the oldest member of the Supreme Court. Some people have said she should quit because of her age. Justice Ginsburg begs to differ. She works as hard as ever. She exercises in the gym. She never misses a day in court. She attends the opera, gives speeches, and travels. Many have cheered Justice Ginsburg for her persistence and independence. They've called her a rock star, a queen, a goddess, a hero. Of course, Ruth Bader Ginsburg isn't a rock star, a queen, or a goddess. But to many, she is a hero. She made change happen, and she changed minds. She cleared a path for people to follow in her footsteps. Girls in college, women in law school, everyone who wants to be treated without prejudice. Her voice may not carry a tune, but it sings out for equality. Step by step, she has made a difference. One disagreement after another. Fight for the things that you care about, but do it in a way that will lead others to join you. Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe and like so you don't miss another story. If you have a story you'd like me to read, leave a note in the comment section below.
Remember, every day we're building brilliant Bobcats because we are raising the bar by believing in ourselves, achieving our goals, and reimagining our future. We will conclude our announcements with our victory roar. Say it with me. Together we must believe. Together we will achieve. Together we are reimagining 901. Have a fantastic day of teaching and learning.